Hello, kids. Today I'm going to tell you a story about King David and a man named Mephibosheth. It's a story about kindness, friendship, and how God calls us to keep our promises. A long time ago, before David was king, his best friend was Jonathan, the son of King Saul. David and Jonathan were like brothers. They promised to always look out for each other and their families, no matter what happened. Years later, David became the king of Israel. While he ruled with wisdom, he never forgot the promise he made to Jonathan. One day, David said to his servants, "Is there anyone left from the family of Saul to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake?" A man named Ziba, who had been a servant in Saul's family, was brought to David. Ziba said, "Yes, my lord, there is someone. His name is Mephibosheth, Jonathan's son. But he is crippled in both feet." David didn't hesitate. "Bring him to me," he said. Even though Mephibosheth lived far away and was poor, David wanted to honor his promise. When Mephibosheth came before the king, he was very nervous. He bowed down and said, "I am your servant." But David smiled and said kindly, "Don't be afraid. I will show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan. I will restore to you all the land that belonged to your grandfather Saul, and you will always eat at my table, like one of my sons." Mephibosheth couldn't believe it. "Why would you do this for someone like me, my lord?" he asked, his eyes filling with tears. But David kept his promise. He returned the lands to him, gave him servants to work the land, and invited him to eat at the king's table every day. Kids, this story teaches us that God values faithfulness and kindness. David kept his promise to Jonathan, even though Jonathan was no longer alive. Through this, we see how we can reflect God's love by taking care of others, especially those who need it the most. What do you think about this story? Isn't it amazing how one act of kindness can change someone's life? Always remember to be faithful and kind, just like David was.